Hello, everybody. In our parsha, we read, of course, of the catastrophic sin of the Egel HaZahav, the golden calf, where Hashem informs Moshe, who at the time is atop Har Sinai, Lech red ki shichet amcha, you have to go down. Your people have corrupted themselves, have misbehaved. They have made a molten image, the Egel HaZahav. They have veered from the path that I had set forth for them. They are a stiff-necked people. Moshe pleads the case on behalf of Bnei Yisrael, and God withdraws from his original intent to destroy them and to start anew and afresh from Moshe Rabbeinu. Then we read something interesting. Vayifen vayered Moshe min ahar, so Moshe turns and descends the mountain, holding the luchot. And when he gets down and he hears the noise, and he has discussion with Yehoshua, eventually Moshe draws near to the Jewish encampment. Vayaris ha'egel u'mecholot, he sees the golden calf and all the dancing and all the to-do about it. Vayicharaf Moshe, vayashlech miyado et haluchot, vayishaber otam tachat tahar. Moshe gets extremely angry, and he breaks the luchot, casting them forcefully from his hands. Question that's raised is, Moshe, you knew already before you left the apex of Har Sinai that Bnei Yisrael had sinned with the golden calf. This is not new. So mima nafshach, if it's so terrible what they did, why did you bring the luchos down in the first place? You should have broken them atop Har Sinai, or at the very least left them with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And if it wasn't so terrible then, what happened that now that you got down and saw it with your own eyes, what, you didn't believe Hashem's report? Why all of a sudden now do you find the need to destroy the luchot? The Seforno has an incredible yet simple insight. And he points out, what did God inform Moshe atop Har Sinai? Simply that the people had veered off of the derech, and they had fashioned this Egel Masecha, and they ascribed some form of leadership and divinity to it. And that's that. What does Moshe see that he didn't have awareness of until he witnessed it with his very own eyes? So the Torah records, Vayar et ha'egel umecholot. He saw the calf that God had already informed him about, but he also saw something else. He saw the dancing. There are times when people sin in a moment of weakness, in a moment of doubt, in a moment where they're not thinking properly, and they sin. But then afterwards they are filled with remorse, and they own up to their shortcomings. And that's what HaKadosh Baruch Hu informed Moshe. Your people have sinned, but Moshe thought, okay, they sinned. But surely when I come down and they see me and they see the luchot, that will be enough for them to regret their errant ways, and they will immediately return to the proper path. But instead, what happens? Moshe comes down and sees not only that they had sinned, they were reveling in the sin. They weren't trying to hide it. They had no regret. They had no remorse. Vayaret ha'egel, but beyond the egel, he also saw the mecholot, the dancing, the celebrating, happy in the new path that they had chosen. Moshe realized that simply coming down, holding the luchot, would have no efficacy whatsoever. and that there would be a need to do something rather drastic to disrupt the celebration and to cause Bnei Israel to ponder and reflect. And so he destroyed the Luchot. Otherwise, they would have paid him no mind. Sometimes people, instead of reflecting on their wrongdoings, they try to rationalize, no, it was a good thing. I'm glad that I did it. And that's what Bnei Yisrael were doing with the fashioning of the Egel. They had no sense of wanting to do tshuva, and therefore Moshe had to take drastic action. All of us, as human beings, are bound to falter and make mistakes. Bein adam lachavero, bein adam lamakom. The true test is, when we reflect upon our actions, do we have the ability, the spiritual fortitude, to recognize that we slipped and that we need to get back on the proper derech? Or do we try to rationalize our shortcomings away? Halavai, that we need not see the drastic action that Moshe took, and that we have the internal wisdom to seek a return to a proper path if and when we falter. Shabbat Shalom.